Indoor cycling, Zwift, racing, parenting. We cover those and all of our hopes and dreams in between. Welcome to the Talk Dirty to Me podcast, an entertaining look into the lives of everyday people trying to achieve virtual cycling glory from our basements and garages from around the world. This podcast is rooted in Zwift and has evolved into found friendships, fitness, health, and a little sprinkle of humor. This may be one of the only podcasts where a little heavy breathing shouldn't scare you away, because we're riding our bikes while we're recording it.
And another episode of the podcast, but today we are joined by the infamous man who needs no introduction amongst dirt individuals, Keith Miller, everybody. Say hi, Keith.
Hey, am I infamous or am I famous?
Yes. Well, currently you're in the podcast, so you're in famous. So that's how I went with that.
I'll take it.
And as always, we're joined by Greg, Drew, and Sully today. Welcome back, Sully, from small hiatus with his fresh single haircut, as we just discussed. Dad jokes. So, Keith, first of all, tell us a bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do, that sort of stuff.
Well, I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm an environmental engineer by degree. I kind of got into the safety world, acting as a safety manager for about the past 10 years for industrial companies down here. Got 3 little girls that keep me extremely busy, make riding hard to fit in, but they're 5, almost 3, and 15 months. Between lack of sleep and the early wake-ups, kind of find time to fit in riding again. Past few years, Zwift has been a little sporadic for me, but it's been the only way I could try to stay somewhat fit. So very thankful for the platform, and glad I found the dirt team and the best TCT team under dirt. Eat dirt, of course.
It's a point of contention we'll get to in a moment, I'm sure. But so when did you find dirt?
So it must have been probably 2019. I was trying to talk myself back into riding. You know, I had a trainer. I had the smart trainer and all that stuff, but just tooling around his whip was not very fun. Didn't have much fun. Wasn't much motivation for me. And one of the local guys here, David Alexander, that's actually at one of our bike club meetings, our race team meetings, and he was talking about dirt. Like, what the heck is that? You know, I saw dirt. I was thinking mountain bike something or other, and I had no idea what it meant. And kept seeing it on Strava. Finally, he talked me into it, showed me all the routes, showed me Discord. Started riding with some of the group rides. Started doing the extra long Sunday rides, and then started leading those a little later. I mean, it was just so quick, but it was just hard to get into, or hard to enjoy to live with that all together. Parts of it, knowing knowing the Discord channels and companion apps and Zwift Power, all those other things you need to enjoy Zwift. So David was really one that showed me the ropes, yeah.
Yeah. Now, you have a cycling background too, right?
Yeah, so, I was kind of started in triathlon, like in college or late in college. Did a few triathlons. Realized I hated swimming, kind of the traditional triathlon, the cycling trajectory. And started doing road races. 2009, 2015, 16. Did a lot of racing. Across Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas. And then had my first daughter, and I went downhill quick. So.
So do you have like accomplishments outside of Zwift, obviously, because there are such things. I know it's hard to believe that you're most proud of during that time.
One of the best things I did was, and the most fun times I've had riding was racing with my brother. Got my brother. He's 3 years older than me. Got him into cycling during that time, and then we, traveled the races together. One of the best memories I have. We competed in the real life team time trial outdoors, believe it or not. 4-man, 30-mile time trial. I mean, brother was with me. Two other guys. Averaged 28 miles an hour, 28 and a half miles an hour, something like 30 miles. I mean, racing with my brother was awesome.
28 mile per hour average.
Yeah, just team time trial.
Probably, yeah.
We had a ringer.
They were pulling the whole time.
That was awesome, man.
Well,
so
that is.
It was long.
You said, so
Keith,
what
can you tell them how you ended up at Eat Dirt?
Man, and I was thinking about that yesterday, Sully. Like, I remember David Alexander convincing me to do a team time trial. And he races with the Derby Steamers team time trial team. And, they needed a guy, so I hopped in. Did one or two with them, I think. And I can't remember how Sully got me over to Eat Dirt.
I think the next week they were full. And Billy Beasley, maybe?
Yeah, it was Beasley. Yeah, that's right.
Asked me if we had any open spots. And I said yes, but then the next week he tried to take you back.
yeah, I remember I was bouncing back between Eat Dirt and Steamers for a bit.
It turned into quite the recruiting battle because they were like, you can take Keith because you guys will have a spot for him every week. And then they had an open spot one week, and they said, no, we need Keith. And we said, you can't have him because at the time I think you were our strongest rider, right?
I don't know, man. Like, I know we had some strong guys, and I remember, can't remember when the time frame came, but Steve Campbell and some of those diesel engines we had. Ryan.
I think they came later. I think you were the first.
Really? Oh, it was fun, man. I'm sure appreciative
it's
of the
prestige you didn't know you had, I'm sure. Add that to your list of accomplishments.
Yeah, including the top 10.
He was our first
top 1.
There's a period of time that Keith Miller was the top Eat Dirt, and we could have shipped him back to someone else for a while.
And we kept him.
Hindsight is 2020, huh?
Now the real question is, was that a missed opportunity or was that a benefit?
Well, probably worth it.
Yeah,
Definitely our benefit. Life of the servant.
And now
They're
I'm
lost.
a truly uncategorized on Zwift power racer,
Yeah, I'm sure it also goes without saying the only reason you stuck around with Eat Dirt was because of the cat gifts in the Discord.
What about
They don't have that on the steamers, I'm sure.
Did we have
the
cat
tattoos.
gifts back then?
Nope.
No, it's been awesome watching what Eat Dirt has done and what Dirt has done.
That's fun.
So, how did you get into leading?
Wait.
Can't talk
Important
this
heads
morning,
up. Steve Bonica just passed me on Wandering Flats. Continue.
That is a very serendipitous moment.
His true name is Teacher Steve.
Catch him, Greg.
Run coach Steve.
Actually,
What was the question? Get into leading XLR?
Yeah, so you have the wonderful privilege of leading one of the, I would say it's probably one of the more popular rides because it's on Sunday and it's long endurance, right?
Yeah, it was so back in probably 2019. Sterney, I think, was leading it. And Sterney, he couldn't do it every week. And sometimes we end up without a leader, which is not very fun with our group ride on Zwift, not having a leader. So I reached out to him and I just kind of asked him, I said, hey, if you need a backup or whatever, let me know and I'll help lead it. And he was, super appreciative. I still got my, hang on, still have an envelope from Sterney. With, hang on. Let me break this bad boy out. I need to frame this with a handwritten letter.
Yeah.
Thanking me. So
Did it come with stickers?
it came with stickers.
Yes.
And Sterney's the best.
Do you
man.
recall where those stickers are?
Actually, they're all in the envelope still. I'm not a sticker guy.
It's fair.
Don't you have children?
Yeah.
I do. They're sticker girls. If they find them, then I'll never know where they are.
The best place for my stickers is on my toolbox in my garage.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't care what that looks like.
I have a couple
Slap
on
them on
my
there.
trainer.
Yeah. I got one on
Do
my
you
bike.
really?
That's a good idea.
I think I have 2 on my trainer, maybe 3.
But
One on the trainer, one on the bike.
Yeah. Your skull's
looking
on
at
the
Dod's
seat.
tattoos,
Okay.
looking at Dod's tattoos, of course he's a sticker guy.
I prefer stickers that don't go away. Thank you.
Todd, at some point we should have like a quiz and see where the most what the most common result of Sterney stickers are. Like, where'd you put your stickers?
That would be good, yeah.
Which one did you use? Where did you put?
Right.
We may not want to know for some people.
Hey. Just leave those answers out.
We could get some weird answers, too. You never know where people put stickers anymore.
It's sacrilege.
Yeah.
The stickers are to be
Sacrilege,
honored.
yes. To be honored and cherished.
It was a gift, Todd.
Sorry. That derailed my brain so hard right there.
You're welcome. Keith, is the XLR as popular when you're not around, or has it been decreasing in popularity while you're gone?
I'll have to check my Excel spreadsheet of attendance, tracking my popularity.
Because I'm pretty people come for the banter, right? Like, it's not for the slow ride.
And that's what I loved about XLR. I haven't been on it recently just because I'm fat and out of shape. But, man, the banter was awesome, connecting with so many different people. Yep. Just shooting the BS with everyone, making jokes.
The breeze.
The breeze. There you go. But
so Dot doesn't have to edit the episode later.
If it's just letters, I don't really. It's fine.
Yeah. He was searching though. He ended up on letters. So just trying to help him.
You can see the wheels turning.
I think Jason Brett is leading it now. I asked him to take over for me. He was one of the regulars. Super good guy. I think he's Canada or Minnesota, which is basically the same thing.
Don't you mean beats?
I hope to get back.
I think that's how half the people in our community end up with a nickname, and I think at least 3/4 of that half, do the math real quick, is from Keith Miller calling him something.
It's something different.
Speaking of nicknames, Dot.
Uh-oh.
Save it for later.
So, is it something sparkly?
Save it for the next episode.
So, being a fresh father, that's exciting. 15 months, right?
Yeah, I'm on
No
baby
shit.
15 months. Yep.
All girls, too.
All girls, boy.
How many?
Man.
I got 3.
Wow.
Yeah. Sully knows that three kid life.
Yeah.
I'm on the opposite. I'm
Sully
on the
knows
opposite
that.
end. It's 3 boys, and it is chaos.
I
Yeah.
say he knows the 3-boy life. The 3-girl life is going to be
Different kind of chaos.
something weird.
Y'all need to set up a dynasty pact or something.
Some arranged,
Look, I know all the-
marriages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Dan Myers got better genes over there. With his 3 boys.
Yep.
Although Sully went to Columbia.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Hey, look, you told me I was in the top 3 on your
That's true.
in your intelligence.
You guys have
rankings.
already discussed this.
Yeah, I didn't
No.
was it Brosta?
No, he was telling me he was demoting me, but it was a compliment at the same time. So, he said he's the most intelligent person on Eat Dirt, but now, bros,
Obviously.
I still want to say Brosta, but
Do it. Just do it.
Brosta. Brosta sounds cooler. Is in second since he went to Princeton, apparently, and I'm in third with my lowly Columbia degree. But
Yeah. I mean, obviously LSU, Princeton, Columbia.
Sure.
Obviously.
That's,
here's
that's how I've always
here's
heard
the
it.
hard part, though, Miller. Like, you can't be the only LSU grad, and I don't know if there's some people that you want to put that high on the list that also went to LSU. I don't know.
Are you swinging at Clay? Is that a swing at Clay Jackson?
There are so many of you in Louisiana that I don't know where any of you went to school. I only know you guys cheer for LSU, but whether you're actually alumni or just townies, I don't know.
Wait, hang on. So now that we're evaluating this, I may have to bump you down. Because let me just say, if you're ever doing a race and Clay Jackson's in it, he's going to know every course, like an encyclopedia. I don't know, freaking like photographic memory, knows every course feature, knows when every sprint is, knows every turn. I mean, it's ridiculous for every course. I just blindly ride on Zwift.
Yeah.
And he's just on the opposite end of that spectrum.
If you haven't done a herd race with Clay Jackson as your DS, you haven't had the full dirt experience.
Yep.
No, 100%. I mean, Clay's unbelievable DS. Like, he knows everything about every course on Zwift.
Yep.
Crazy.
So he's currently
you're
riding
number,
with the.
number 4, Sully.
I just demoted myself.
So Clay Jackson is number 2.
Sounds like I was smart enough to provide a better answer than you, Miller.
Oh, well, yeah. We could go round and round all day, but Steve Bonica's still at the bottom.
He's gonna love this episode so much.
I told him in
wait.
game just now that he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm on the podcast, warming it up for when you finally get your turn."
In Steve language, he's going to hate this podcast, which
Yeah.
means he's going to love it.
It's going to be his favorite.
Steve's
still, I think,
cat
one of
need
my
to make an
proudest-
appearance.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many? That's the bet, the over under for him. How many cats make an appearance on his episode? We'll see. That was just this past week, I guess, or maybe it was last week. Somebody asked when his episode was, and my response was, "How many people are in Eat Dirt?"
That'll be his episode number, huh?
That's right.
That's it.
There's some shade thrown. So,
No, actually, what's funny is because yesterday I was looking at the number of people on the Dirt team now. It's like, I don't know, 300, over 300
In
on
the
our
server.
had
server.
an influx recently.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there's
The main dirt server is crazy. The number.
I was looking for that number and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, because it never shows like offline people.
Oh, yeah.
there's so many
Gotta be
people
in the-
online that it won't show you the offline people.
Yeah.
It's got to be in the thousands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta be.
Well, I think this was obviously, I don't know, maybe months ago. They said that it was like 5,000 people total on the team
Oh, in
Is that-
Zwift
that
Power,
on-
yeah.
Yeah.
in Zwift.
Oh, it's on Zwift Power, you think?
Yeah, I think that was probably where it was, which
Oh,
means
yeah.
it's probably more than that
Yeah.
Yeah.
because not everybody's on Zwift Power.
Yep.
Yeah, if y'all
Not
Everybody that
everybody's on
matters, Todd.
Discord. We know that. but not everybody else does.
Dirty Doug and Ken Noel, man, those guys starting the dirt.
Yep.
Brilliant idea.
And we even have is the Badger racing with us? Is that accurate?
Yeah, he is.
The Badger is on
ZRL?
Dirty Harry with myself.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Oh man, his tail
raced
finally healed.
yesterday. Speaking of connections with Clay Jackson is racing with the OGs this season in the same division as me
Uh-oh.
and the Badger. But
Who won?
Clay being
What?
Clay.
Well, I'm sorry. The
I
OGs.
mean, his team is winning. The OGs are winning. But Clay being, as you said, I think somebody referenced him as the overall father of Eat Dirt, or at least father figure. No pun at your age there, Clay, sorry. He was giving tips. Yeah. Papa. He was giving tips on the sprint prior to the race for all the bees. So, yes, he knows the courses like the back of his hand.
Incredible.
I kind of felt bad. I remember the first Herd series I started racing in. Clay was competing for, I think, the overall win in the bees, or maybe a podium spot. I think it was overall win in the series for the bee category. And Chris Schwenker was also up there. And I know Clay. I mean, Clay lives in the same city I do. Know him in real life. And Schwenker, Sean McCaffey, a couple of other guys asked me if they want to hop in and help Schwenker in the last race, I think, of the series. So I hopped in with those guys. We were all, obviously kind of teaming up against Clay to get Chris a high finish, and that ended up derailing Clay's chances of his potential finish. Still a little regret about that. Sorry, Clay.
It sounds like you should be careful if Clay invites you fishing. He might leave you in the swamp.
Right, that's why I never go fishing with Clay.
What?
Go ahead. I was gonna say, do you think he knows where the sharks are? So, like, he took Jerry there, thinking this could be Jerry's end.
Well, I think what happened was the alligator, wanted a little bit bigger meal than Jerry.
What was it like having
More of an appetizer.
Jerry and Jay move to Baton Rouge?
Oh man, so Jerry, I'm sure you guys all know Jerry Hernandez, but he's one of the most outgoing people I've ever met. Just incredibly extroverted and can make a friend with, anybody. So he was super easy to get along with. I mean, first time we all hung out was at Jay's house, and just hung out from like 8 o'clock to, almost midnight, just talking, shooting the breeze, as Sully says.
Breeze.
But just super easy to get along with, and then get to do some real, on the road outdoor riding with those guys. Just super strong, man. Like, unbelievably strong. It's a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Dad, I don't know if our episodes have names or what we call them, but I think Shooting the Breeze with Keith Miller is the episode name.
You got it. Ask and ye shall receive, buddy. Let me write that down. Hold on.
And we always laugh, like the Baton Rouge community is such a cool. Like when you guys post pictures of your outings and stuff and going out to the bars or whatever, like after a long
Date
ride
nights,
in real
yeah.
life.
Date
You
night.
guys rubbed it in my face when, what was it, Arkansas beat Texas, and you guys were all hanging out together watching the game.
Yeah,
I was like,
boy.
As much as it sucks that they lost, it'd be kind of cool to hang out.
Yeah,
Just
man.
like stuff like that's kind of cool. So,
Well, did I hear that on the Brosterman episode that Brosterman might be going back to NYC?
yeah.
There you go.
And staying, me, him, and Bonica. Let's go.
I know.
I
They're
was
going
gonna
to have
say,
the Eat Dirt
it's the
Central.
NYC crew, no longer the
Our
BTR.
old friend Chris, too.
Yep, Chris Mazzini is up there. And we actually even what's his name, Steve K. That isn't far
I
from
didn't
me.
know that.
So
Are you guys staging a takeover? Like you're going to be the new Eat Dirt,
the new BTR.
the new Eat Dirt Central?
So the crazy thing about that is all the Eat Dirt members from around me are like these really strong A's. So when I rode with Brosta in real life, he was like taking me up these hills. You know, the key to a hill is to settle into a good cadence. And I was like falling off my bike. He was having a conversation.
Not
The
even
key
with
to
you.
a hill is being
Nope.
deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh boy.
Now, deep means small for those who don't know.
Right.
Oh, I
That
didn't
could get
know.
confusing.
I was too afraid to ask on the Eat Dirt Discord server, you know,
Well,
what it meant. I
It's
didn't want to knock
actually
down
a
hips.
Bonica-ism.
Yeah.
Well, it's,
Sure is.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a Murrayism.
It's from his son.
Murrayism. Bonica's,
Yeah, Murrayism.
Bonica's son calls little things
Must be
deep.
from the 70s.
We're spreading the gospel of deep. You're welcome, sir.
Yes, we are.
He's a proud papa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a spread out, but also somewhat concentrated community here. All the Western Kentucky guys,
Yeah.
Scotty K, John Matt. I'm blanking on. I know there's a guy over there, Sean Boaz,
Yep. Sean Boaz, yep.
and then JJ Miller, who
Yep.
also runs with the OGs. He's in Cobden, Illinois, which is
Oh,
like 20 minutes from
I
me.
didn't know that.
Yeah, you know where Cobden is. Yeah.
Shout out to JJ. He's a co-owner of the Miller's Lounge on the main server. So, and his
Co-conspirator.
son, actually.
So when we drive upstate, we got long road, right? But it's a nice highway, whatever. But all the exit signs, because it's like not an interstate, so it's like a quiet 2-lane highway. We're going up. One of the street signs, all the exit signs are like little manageable signs. The biggest damn sign on the highway, wouldn't you know, it's Miller Lane. And every time we drive by, I'm like, I got to take a picture for this one time.
Doesn't
He's
it,
not going to believe that his sign is the biggest sign on this highway.
doesn't it
Yes, he
make
will.
sense, though? I
He
mean,
believes it.
He absolutely believes it.
it's not hard to believe.
He petitioned New York City
Yeah.
to get that.
Like, New York, you got to make this bigger.
Talking about last names, still remember the first memory of Drew. It must have been the XLR, right, Drew? And
Yes.
I kept getting you and Dan Meyer mixed up. There's your name on the sidebar. You know, just D. Meyer.
D. Mayor, yep. That's it.
How do you pronounce yours?
I'm Mayor.
Mayor. Okay, all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's a little confusing, but
When it's written down, you can say it however you want.
Look,
I was going to say.
I call you all kinds of things, Doug.
You what?
I call you all kinds of things.
Behind my back, I'm sure. They're all terms of affection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Those are the funniest, the Monday morning blues rides when Keith would join. The banter that would happen with those.
So that was the
Holy
period
cow.
that Kelso was going on his trip across the
Yep.
U.S. for like a month, and the three of us, and Greg, did you do one too? Yeah, I was just so the four of us, we helped cover those.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun because we were all there every week. Just
Had a good time.
banter. I think there was one,
Wasn't there?
Keith, where you and I pretended we were father and son.
Yeah.
I played the son, he played the father. It got real weird, real quick.
Oh, it sounds
usually do.
perfectly normal.
Right.
The best part about that one was the Crit City race. So we were riding around Crit City so everybody could see every comment the entire
Oh,
ride.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're never outside of like a mile or two from each other. So
Oh, yeah.
you had people just like, this is the weirdest Monday morning blues ride I've ever been on. I was like, probably just because you could see the chat. Like
Yeah.
If you
It was a
only knew.
recon for, I think it was classics.
the classics, yeah.
Yeah, and there were a ton more people in there because it was a recon ride,
Yep.
and it was just all this weird banter going back and forth.
You probably had people laughing at each other all over the place, too.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, Keith, I told you, you have to knock before you enter my room.
It's a new rule to me.
Yep.
Speaking of classics, that was a really. Have we heard any more scuttlebutt about this AutoCat thing they tried out for those races?
They're still
they're-
doing it.
Yeah, they're using it in the chase race
Oh, are
they're
they?
putting on.
Well, actually, this morning, Wednesday mornings.
But it's like still weird times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they know they should cater to
6:30 your time?
They should cater to us, East Coast riders. I throw myself in that buck, but Keith,
I certainly hope so.
Keith, you're also an East Coast rider, right?
Central Time Zone boy.
But you're an East Coast rider in Central Time Zone.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
Like
4:52 and I'm up riding my bike with you guys, so I guess,
And you have been up for a while. How about that?
I know.
I remember when I started Eat Dirt and I found out that, I guess it was Jay, was the first one that I found out was in Baton Rouge. And I was like, wait a minute. This guy's in Baton Rouge and he's riding at 5:30 my time? I was like, and I actually had to check it because I wanted to make sure I wasn't going crazy. I was like, that's Central Time, isn't it? Let me make sure. Sure enough, I was like, this guy's waking up at 3:30 in the morning to ride his bike. And I found out there was a lot more.
Yeah, even this morning when I didn't want to wake up, I was like, Keith Miller's riding at 4 a.m. I don't have the same thoughts about you, Dot. I just know you're an outlier.
I'm part vampire.
That's what Stephen Harmon, who rides with the Megas over in the EMEA server,
Yep.
he claims I'm a vampire.
I thought Jay Brunn was the unicorn, but it's you.
Yeah.
Well, Jay is the Brunicorn,
The Brunicorn.
and that will forever be. I'm just some schmuck who gets on the bike really early.
With cool tattoos, let's not forget.
I just model my life after Dwayne, my Rock, my Johnson. He gets up at 4.
Man.
It's good enough for me.
You're going to edit
Enough
yourself?
for me. One of my students the other day tried to say something about him where they were like, because they eat like garbage. So they were eating some kind of junk food in the weight room. And I was like, if you're going to use this room, you should monitor your diet. The Rock, he has like one day a week where he eats like a plate full of cookies. And I said, are you really comparing yourself to The Rock right now? My man, The Rock, eats a plate full of cookies because he's burning 3,000 calories a day otherwise. So he takes Saturday to have a plate full of cookies because Monday through Sunday, he's going crazy with everything else.
He's in the Iron Paradise, putting it down.
Right.
So this is 2022, so I'm viewing this conversation from that lens. I think that's considered fat shaming.
I know, Keith, we know you're awake. We didn't know that you were so woke.
Oh, look. Very woke.
So, in preparation for this, I think this is a good time to segue. You had mentioned, I think, Brasta's episode, we talked about roasting you. He's like, you should roast him.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm still a little raw from that.
So I was like, in our private chat section that will remain unnamed, the 4 of us were like, we should like come up with a one-liner to see if we could just, in fun, because we like positivity here. But for Keith Miller, we make exceptions. So this is unfair to you because you had no time to prep any rebuttals, but
No, I don't need
I'm going to
time.
go first so nobody steals mine. So my intro for you was Keith Miller, the only Eat Dirt rider whose current Zone 2 heart rate is equal to his IQ, comma, and that is a compliment.
Well, I will tell you right now, my heart rate is running 173.
Did you say 173?
173. I'm doing 140 watts.
Awesome.
Wait. Your heart rate is 173 right now, and you're talking normally?
It's crazy.
You made a comment about being a hummingbird earlier in the Discord, but dang.
Yeah, I was who rode? Oh, it was Neil Greenwood rode the stage 2 of the Tour de Zwift with me. I was texting in the little group chat during the ride. Heart rate was in the 190s, and I run high.
Dang.
What can I say?
I mean, you can run hot, but you're like nuclear.
Jerry Hernandez is another one, but I mean, he's like, 5 foot nothing, 2 pounds. So makes sense. I don't know. I always run with a high heart rate.
Is that a child?
I hear a child screaming, and I hear a robot microphone. Sully.
Is that Drew?
Oh, Sully.
Sully.
No. Sully's not the robot microphone.
No.
That wasn't my mic.
Dude.
Yeah, no, that was your kid.
That was my child crying, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the three.
BRB.
We'll find out which one it was.
Drew's like, is it me? Am I Megatron?
Be back.
That's why it was so nice for a few seconds there.
Yeah. All right. Keith, now's your opportunity to get a jib in at Sully. Go.
Look. Sully. No, I can't even do that. Sully's way too nice.
I know, right?
One thing I love about Sully is he puts up with us. I don't know how he does, considering our crude sense of humor. But
I just imagine that, like, he opens up Discord and scrolls for like 2 seconds, and he just shakes his head and just puts it back down.
Exactly. It took him all day to finally respond to my comment about Columbia versus Princeton.
We got little man on it. He does not look pleased.
The confused, bewildered face of a small child waking up.
That's exactly how I look when I wake up.
So, Dodd, you did the one-liner about me.
Yes.
Were you on Eat Dirt Discord whenever the trend was to try to get your children to say horrible things about Keith Miller?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Trying to remember if that's
such
one of the
classic.
culprits right there. It's Sully's holding. No? Okay.
He hasn't been talking very long, Keith.
Okay, good. We're still friends then, buddy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Megatron, your microphone's still jacked.
Well, you don't sound like a robot. You just sound far away.
Yeah, I don't think your microphone's connected appropriately.
This is some great audio.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
no, I don't.
So we were riding TTT. Was that the week we won?
Wait, 1 week, one of the weeks
Yeah.
that y'all won.
One of, yeah, well, sorry. Yeah, Yorkshire.
Oh, the
And
first Yorkshire.
Drew he was fresh on his new microphone, and he sounded great at the beginning of the race. And then toward the end, things started to degrade. And at the end, he's talking, and it sounds like a robot voice. And we're like, what? And it was really slow. It sounded like a drunk
Yes.
robot. He's like, rah, 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 rah. And we're like, hey, Lord Megatron, what's wrong with your microphone, buddy?
It's just his accent. So I noticed, I was going to ask, Greg's down there, been really quiet. Is Greg kind of like the monitor, the hall monitor?
Yeah.
Make sure we don't get in trouble.
Okay.
He's our. You are.
We see you.
Yeah.
We hear you.
Yeah.
You're in.
I think it's probably because you. I don't know. We'll find out.
Michael
stop it
Michael
and
thought
start
that was
again.
the greatest thing ever, seeing himself on the camera.
Awesome.
Oh, really? Here, let's do this. I'm going to stop
Talking
the
about
recording for a
Brockman?
second, and then we'll start it back up. So we'll have a fresh one. So, yeah, so we're back. Just to make sure. Yeah, Drew, you're recording now. I was going to say, Greg is our moral compass.
That's
He is our role model.
Yeah, isn't it?
He's what we all
Go to
strive
the
to be.
GPS, boys.
So, one of the other things I told everybody to think about was their favorite Keith Miller moment.
Oh yeah.
So, Greg, give us yours since he was just calling you out for not talking.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine, he
Honestly, I'm prepared, is what I mean. I don't know if we were going to not cover it, but my favorite Miller moment is the Glitter Pants episode because that came about. All right. The punchline is that Keith Miller, for quite a while, had the Discord tag Glitter Pants Fremonson because we lost a head-to-head sort of a intra Eat Dirt team time trial. And I was on Miller's team, and it was bogus because we lost by 0.5 seconds. The way it worked was Keith Miller at the time, I would say the top two trash talkers were Miller and Fremont Latimer. And, before things came to blows, we settled it on the course. Each one drafted a team. And the race was through San Sequoias, I think, which is a great course. And we lost by half a second, which is nonsense.
Absolute
Your lasers
nonsense.
out the window.
This is
Pre-laser.
pre-razors.
Wow, yeah. Pre WTRL declaring that they have lasers somehow.
Yeah, sure.
They have an advanced API on the back end, just so you know.
Uh-huh.
Virtual
Yeah,
laser.
Anyway, that was right around. Let's see. I was a low B at the time. I had promoted up to B, and it was not fun. And so in the course of that draft, I think I was probably the 7th or 8th pick on our team. But it was so fun to go all out like that. And each team had, I think, was it B's only or were there C's, Silly? I don't remember.
I don't know if I
I
was
think
a B
you
at
were
the
a
time,
B.
but
I
I was
think
on
you
there.
were a B. You were on Fremont's team.
I was.
Ah,
And we had Hannah Peters de-essing, and like she was trying to check times, but checking times on ZP, and like it never makes sense. So she was telling us we were losing the whole time. So it was motivated.
Yeah, apparently.
That's a great
You
strategy.
needed that.
You're
It was
behind
just,
by
it
a
was
minute.
just so
Go.
much fun. It was so much fun to race like that. And I don't know.
was that
That was good times.
And the punishment was renaming Discord names.
So Fremont, with a little bit of community help, the name Glitter Pants Fremonson was selected.
I'm taking credit for that one.
I'll give it to you.
For the glitter pants part?
He made. I think Fremont came
I
up
think
with the
that's
glitter
right.
pants part, and I added the Fremont Sun part. And perfection.
It's
See,
a really good name.
I was not aware of Keith Miller's Scandinavian background until now. So
Yeah, so Greg, I was trying to remember
So-
that. So that race, you did San Sequoias. That's Titans Grove climb, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So my strategy was,
Clay would have known that. Just
Clay
calling
was
you out.
on our team, I think.
Clay was on our team.
Yeah. So my strategy was to pick some climbers, guys who could kind of get up that climb pretty quick. And Fremont, being a thick, big boned fella as he is,
Big boy.
he picked the big watts. So it was kind of, build as the climbers versus the big watts, and they got us, man. They got us on the downhill and then the flat run into the finish. Half a second.
The crazy part was how close it was.
It was an hour long TT, right?
Yeah, it's 2 laps.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know
So,
the best part?
it was-
I don't know if you guys know this. So Zwift rolled out clubs as a beta, and we can do events like this on in the clubs and have like actual results. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we need to do that.
Posted results.
Hang on,
So
let me get back
that'll
in
be a
shape.
lot of fun. So, in other words,
Get back in shape.
Keith, you got to start talking more trash, buddy.
Okay, I have to go to back it up though. Actually, no, I'm not backing up trash without backing it up.
I was going to say,
Just keep writing those
you've
checks.
done fine for yourself talking trash.
He doesn't really need to talk more trash. He needs to get on his bike.
This is true.
There it is.
Like that. Like the issue is that Fremont started.
Can I just call out the fact that we made it 45 minutes into this without calling out the fact he hasn't been on his bike for a while?
Look,
that's-
whenever you invited me to join the podcast.
Well, he's currently on his bike, so
Hey,
Yeah.
hang on.
I texted him. I was like, "Hey, what are you doing Wednesday at 4:15 a.m.?" He's like, "I guess I'm riding my bike, right?" He's like, "Yeah, you are."
Because proof.
I rode Saturday for an hour, half hour on Sunday, slept on Monday, like 35 minutes yesterday. So, I mean,
Nice.
this year's off to a good start.
Coming
I
back.
say your heart rate's not 190, it's 170, so you're making progress.
Oh, gosh, guys. You have no idea how much it's terrible being fat and out of shape.
I might have a small insight into that, but
Well, how many hundreds of hours did you ride last year?
hundreds?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I think it was 500.
That's incredible, dude.
Strava competition of who rode the longest.
Yeah, I know. I
500.
averaged like, and I bumped up my volume probably September, October maybe. So
Yeah.
3 months out of the year, I was doing probably 2 to 2.5 hours average per day.
Goodness.
But
So I was,
the rest of the year, just an hour. You
I
what?
know we shouldn't really talk about Timothy Brunicorn and Jerry Hernandez since they dropped us, you know. But I thought Jay was riding, I think it was yesterday or Sunday. So I clicked on his profile on Zwift. You could look at like how much somebody's ridden in the past 30 days. And his was 2 days and 8 hours or something like that. So what's that, like 56 hours in 30 days? Which is pretty stout. So I
That's almost 2 hours per day.
So I texted him. I was like, "Oh my God, man, you really bumped up the volume." He said, "You think that's impressive? Just don't look at Jerry." So go over to Jerry's profile. Jerry has ridden 3 days, 8 hours. So 80 hours in 30 days. That's sick.
It's insane.
That's nuts.
Absolutely sick.
That was, even when we were talking to him and we were going through the whole Strava profile comparison thing, and like God was saying, he's like, "Oh, I'm almost at 10,000 miles," and then sent me down that rabbit hole. I was like, clicked on the Eat Dirt group in the Strava. I was like, who has the most miles? And it was like Jerry, like 5,000 miles, and then like
Yeah.
And it was not close. Like Jerry, a lot of time on that
Man,
bike.
Jerry rides a lot, man. Incredible.
that's what happens when you're like living in Baton Rouge.
I was
all by
like-
yourself.
So officially,
Yeah.
he is downgraded to Texas. So, he's got lots of time now.
Yeah.
He upgraded his 500.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Absolutely.
That's the important part.
Just to clarify that inside joke, Jay Brune has moved from Beaumont, Texas, to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Beaumont's claim to fame is the third largest fire hydrant in the world.
Yep.
Which is a pretty lame claim to fame.
Yeah, we did a whole podcast
Yeah.
episode on it, so you can go back and
It's a
y'all can go
it's a
back and
functioning
listen.
fire hydrant. That blew my mind.
Yep.
That was, I was going to say,
Exactly.
I saw Greg's mind explode whenever he's like, "It's functioning?"
All right, don't go back and listen to the other episode. Disney put it there. Now you know all you need to know.
I only have more questions.
I think he said at some point
Yeah.
Disney was considering like putting
Yeah.
the park there, and then
It still doesn't explain why you need one real big fire hydrant.
You need to get Neil Tucker on here, the firefighter from Eat Dirt. He'll explain it for us.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. So the answer to when is Steve going to be on? The answer is not.
Or do we do it at the same time? Neil and Steve. And
Do you want to make Neil wait that long?
I say we could complete their bromance.
Pro cycling starting soon, so we may need to have Greenwood on.
I know. We actually, Dad and I were saying that even yesterday because we rode with Paolo. And Paolo would be another good one for the pro cycling.
Yeah. Have two guys that actually know a whole lot about pro cycling just talk for a while.
Yep.
Have
All right, we'll
have
sit
Paolo
here.
beat us on his mountain bike.
You can get me on a fantasy football podcast. If I'm, So that was so not this past season, but the one before. I got talked into doing fantasy football with the Eat Dirt group. I drafted my own team. Really proud of it. Thought I was going to be in solid contention. Finished dead, stinking last, guys. It wouldn't even close.
Drew, I didn't come in last.
No, you did not. In the final standings.
I muted it and deleted the app.
I was just saying, when the fantasy football channel went a little quiet, I was like, guys are just quitting at
So
this point.
just to clarify, you didn't put in any effort, and you still beat Keith.
Wait, I'm talking about 2 years ago. I was solidly
apparently,
in
I
back
don't know.
this year.
Yeah, this year Keith did really well, actually. Well, relative to finishing dead
Yeah.
last.
But talking about punishments like changing names, we were trying to figure out that season what the punishment was going to be. And as life has it, I wasn't on the bike, for most of the months before the end of the season. So I talked Jesse into it. I said, "Look, you can change my name on Discord. That'll be the punishment." I said, "But if I ride 30 days in a row, at least 30 minutes, I get to change my Discord name back." And that was my motivation to get back in shape last year.
It was a sad day when we changed his name back. But he did get a special yellow, roll.
Yeah,
Which is still in existence.
unique to only Keith.
bright yellow, shine like a
It
star.
really pops on the light mode Discord.
Again, that's for your eye health, right?
Correct. Make sure I really burn it into my retinas. Only way to do it.
No, it was fun. Last year with ZRL, you were doing like a similar thing where you'd been off the bike for a while and then we're coming back.
My MO.
I joined Eat Dirt right around the end of March for the start of that ZRL season. And I think you came in maybe like 3 races into the season with the C's with Sully. And by the last race, Surrey Hills, you were one of the top C's again and just like flying through the rankings. And I was like, again, coming in, I was a month and a half into being a member of Eat Dirt. I was like, dude, who is this guy, Keith Miller? Like, he came in as a C and now he's dominating these races. Like, what the? I didn't realize the backstory. So Surrey Hills coming around, and I'm not a climber. Like, I'm a big boy for cycling. I don't get up the hills fast. I got dropped pretty quick. On the last hill, aptly named Keith Hill, Keith comes up behind me and just he messages me in the companion app directly and was like, "Let's go, come on, you got this." That was motivating me, and I was like, this guy gets a lot of stick in the Discord chat for being like a bully kind of because he busts chops a lot, but he's really nice. Like, he's motivating me and all. There's a guy Dork, I think, was one of the riders that we were chasing. He puts in the general chat, "Come on, don't let this dork." I was like, all right. We get all the way up to the top. He basically towed me up. On the way back down, he was like, "I'm going to just stop pedaling." He goes, "I'm going to soft pedal so I don't get the super tuck." Go past me. He goes, "You guys," he was on the C2 team. I was with Sully with Dirt and Ernie, C1. He goes, "You got to get past me to get the finishing points ahead of me." And I was like, "Man, what a stand-up guy."
Yeah, it was one time being nice to anybody, and I regret it.
But I was like,
You just ruined his reputation.
Said, Drew, I'm going to let you get those extra points so you don't get in trouble with Sully. I was probably in a bad mood, Dodd, because my power dropped in the middle of the first hill.
Yep.
Every
Sully goes flying by us, and then all of a sudden, 30 seconds later, we all go flying past Sully. I was like, what happened to Sully?
Well, and then I caught back up, and I needed to Clay Jackson because I got lost in the course. Like, having to catch up threw me off.
Yep.
And then I didn't know where I was, and I attacked on the wrong hill. And I almost bridged to somebody that was like a minute ahead, and he ended up going solo like the whole course.
Yeah.
But I didn't, and then I was all by myself. It was a very strange race.
Somebody asked me to do that race, and I didn't check the course before. You know, I usually don't. I usually just say, yeah, just race and figure out what it is. I will really regret that one. That one hurt. Oh my God.
That was a tough course.
I remember, Drew, I think you had a meetup for that, like in preparation.
Yep.
And I joined. Yep. You were discussing tactics. You're like, yeah, I think I'm going to attack this one. And then,
yep.
I was like, I'm just gonna try and ride up it. God, I'm not attacking anything.
I'm not attacking these hills. That was when I would do the weekly meetups, and it was always ended up being me, Brasta, and Brett Mazzini. The three of us would end up kind of just meeting up together and doing a quick meetup. And that was before Brasta was an A. He was a B. He was like, yeah, the hills, they're not bad. I was like, who is this guy? There's 4 hills on this course.
Yes.
For the Bs. He's talking about it not being bad.
To clarify, those hills
I'm
are
riding
bad.
3.
They're wrong.
They are terrible.
Can confirm.
Yes, can confirm.
Then probably the second favorite Keith Miller moment came on TTT. I think we were doing Hilly Route reverse, Greg?
Yeah.
When it was again, Kelso was out.
Dang it.
Kelso was out for his trip across America,
yes.
So we needed some riders. And I think, Keith, you were almost B at that point, or at least that was the race that promoted you or something. And as is typically what happens, Greg set a target for the reverse com.
Well, okay, this is the final go up the reverse com. Keep going.
Yeah, the final go. We're doing well. We had already tried. I think that was the same ride. Was that Craig Sturgeon was with us?
No, that wasn't that ride.
No.
That wasn't that one. I forget who was with us, but we dropped 2 of the C's already.
Yes.
And we're going up. Greg's like, all right, guys, 4-0, 3840 on the front.
I think I said 4-0 because it was our last time up, and I was like, fine, 4-0, maybe 4-2. And Miller was like,
send it. 5-0.
And I was like,
5-0, 5-2.
No, 4-0, 4-2. And he's like, just send it. And so Miller and Hannah just
Keith goes
take
flying
off.
up. Big numbers. Greg's like, guys, I'm serious. 4-0, 4-2. Who's doing 5?
There's Greg climbing on the back.
Yeah, exactly. More data for Sully's false narrative.
And then we, all of a sudden, just in the headphones, all you hear is, damn you, Miller.
That is accurate.
And that's the more PG version of what Greg called me.
Yeah.
Drew, I thought when you started that story, I thought you were going to like lay out all the details of the course and like what was going on, and then you're going to be like Miller stayed in the pen. Because that happens. It happened at least twice, maybe 3 times.
I was going to say.
I was looking for my trainer
They
out
may
the
have
window
been-
that month. Like, it was like 3 weeks in a row or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was like 2-3 weeks in a
Oh,
row.
man.
We're like, oh, good, we got Keith. Man, that's good. We got another strong rider. Guys, my trainer's acting up. Oh,
Wake
boy.
up at 4 in the morning and not be able to ride.
The worst one of those 3 weeks.
Greg, why do we only have 7? Miller's still in the pen again.
The worst one of those was, I think you got started, and then it cut out. So you were with us for like, I don't know, 150 meters.
Yeah.
And then it was just like 0.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just nothing.
Miller's swearing into the ether.
Headset. Yep.
I think I've actually referenced the stay in the pen move as the Miller move.
Miller.
It's like, you're in the pen. Oh no, that's a Keith Miller move.
Except for the technical.
I would accuse him of doing it on purpose, but nobody would wake up before 4 a.m.
That's so true.
Right.
You're gonna put
Actually do
Get
that.
stuck in the pen
you're
and
gonna
go
put the
back.
effort in to get up. You're gonna go.
Right. Yeah, it's so much fun, man. The tea time trial has just been, doing that, getting on the dirt team. So much fun.
Yep.
Let's
I think-
my 2022 resolutions get back
Well,
in shape.
Miller, I missed the roast, and my response to Dodd was, "Who could have anything bad to say about Keith Miller?"
Yeah, right.
Sully, while you were gone tending to your child, I tried to goad him into saying something bad about you. He
You'll have
couldn't.
to
He couldn't
listen to
do
the
it.
podcast.
He couldn't do it.
Wouldn't even do it.
Yeah.
Aww.
Good, because I didn't say
That's
anything
right.
bad about
I
it.
can't talk bad about dad.
Game recognized, game
Game
God.
recognized
It's
game.
a real strange gift of the Magi situation.
Wait, is it Magi or Magi?
I don't know.
Yes.
Here we go.
Hey, you're right either way.
Oh my gosh. I love that. And I still don't know if Monica knows he messed it up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yo.
Well, when he listens to this episode, maybe he will.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll scroll back to check his apostrophe use.
We'll tell him there's a lot of Easter eggs in here. For him.
Yeah.
He'll have fun with that.
That's awesome.
Him and his one-eyed cat will
speaking-
be going over every fine-tooth comb.
Speaking of Monica, I think he had one of the best lines right around the holidays when everybody was like getting in the gratitude spirit. He was like, one of the things he's most grateful for is this group and a group of people that can playfully kind of just like bust each other's chops and like have fun with it. I think that's a lost. He said it too. Like, it's a lost art, like the ability to give offense without taking offense.
Right.
Like, so many people,
From so many different backgrounds and everything else, and we can.
Yeah, you gotta be careful how you joke and who you joke and whatever. But it's good to have a community of people that kind of understand each other.
Yeah. That's what I love about Sully letting us have our playground on the dirt.
Is that what we're calling it? Playground?
That's it. Playground.
The playground. All right, so we're at the time of the episode where we like to give Greg his moment to shine in the light.
Yeah.
So,
Sure,
Greg, if
thank
you'd
you.
like to give us our segment this week,
Yeah.
recurring segment.
Yeah, I started it last week. We're coming back to weekly segment, Cat Calls, where we recount all the best cat references and cat gifts over the past week. And I got to say that the winner, I actually don't know the guy's real name. His Discord handle is PPV. So you know what his name is?
His real name is PP.
PP.
His
PP?
PP Valois.
Yeah, Valois.
He's Canadian.
French Canadian.
Sure. All right. So it's probably like Pierre something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Paul Pierre
Yeah,
or
sure.
something like that, I think.
Yep.
so PP slides into the server and unloads that apparently he also has 1 million cats. And I think he even managed to catfish, which I think Neil gave us the best gif on that. He catfished Steve, and just all on his own started talking about a one-eye cat. And I think Steve started
Named Pirate.
Let's quote. How did you know about pirate?
yeah.
Actually, it was Steve who said, "How many eyes total do your cats have?" And then PP responds with, "How did you know about that?"
Oh, yeah.
How did you know about pirate?
Oh, so magical.
My
I think he caught everybody.
Greg, my favorite cat moment of all time on the server, and I don't remember if it was Bill, but when somebody posted themselves, like they also had tattoos.
Oh yeah, it was Bill, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was Bill.
Like he had photoshopped them on.
Yeah. Yep.
It was before we knew Bill. We didn't know the picture wasn't him.
Yeah.
So guys, a quick story about that. So when Steve posted his pictures of his tattoos, and then he's got and I forget, Jerry posted a picture. People started posting a picture of tattoos.
Yeah.
And Jerry posted a picture of his tattoos, and he's got some names.
His daughter's
and come
names.
to find out the names of his daughters.
Yeah.
I thought, because I was quickly just scrolling and making fun of people, I thought it was Steve's names of his cat. So I saved it, and I made fun of Steve, and Jerry messages me in all of his, eloquent way of speaking. Like, that's not Steve, it's me. Oh man, look, I felt like about an inch tall. I felt so bad making fun of that, knowing that it's his daughter's name.
Didn't you ask him if it was like, hey, did you let your cats write it? Is that why?
It was something to that extent. It was like making fun of the way it was written. I was like, oh man, I feel terrible. I'm a bad human being. But I'm glad Drew gave us some evidence to the contrary.
I'm gonna have to cut that part out. It's for your own good, Keith. It's for your own
Just
good.
snip the part where I said I'm a bad human being.
For your reputation.
And just that'll be the whole episode.
Like, we welcome Keith Miller. I'm a bad human being. Click.
And that's it.
Case closed.
That'll be the director's cut. I'll put that one out separately.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, I think it's time we wrap it up. Unless, Greg, you have any more cat moments you'd like to share.
No, I was going to give an honorable mention. I think Kyle gave us some weird cat gift it's like yesterday. It was like cat cosplay, and the cat has a power drill and it's boosting the wheels off of a sports car or something. I did not understand it. Well,
And they're staring
the
at each other
spinning
longingly.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
But it's provocative.
there's a backstory to Kyle this week, right?
it's provocative.
There's the Eat Dirt Fury team versus 007 this week. You know what it is?
That's
A little rivalry going on
I think
between
you-
Dirts.
Ooh.
you
Furries.
flipped it. I think it's the
Furries.
007 versus the furries. Yeah.
007 versus the Furies, and I see Dodd's trying to not talk about my ZRL glory.
We can talk about it. You want to talk about it? Let's preface it.
I'm just
Hold on. We were messaging the four of us, and Truesdale was in there, but he was rather quiet.
Dodd bullied me.
We'll get there.
into
We'll get there.
Racing yesterday.
There's three sides to every story, Sully. Mine, yours, and Greg's. So Sully messages us randomly and says he sends us a picture from Joe of the sprockets that says, "Hey, I might need you. Can I have your Zwift power link?" And immediately we're like, "What?
Everyone.
You're gonna race for the other team?" And then, because Sully has been sitting out, right? Like that was the thing we talked about earlier on in this, in the season. And so I immediately say, he's asking about the course. And I was like, well, I mean, if you want to make your betrayal maximized, you really need to hang in the pack and go for finish points because the sprint points aren't that many. And so he's like, we're going back and forth. And and he hasn't finalized that he's on the team yet. And he sends a message back that says, like, it's Joe and him. And it says, I can let Nate know. And Sully responds with, I have no interest in racing in C. So he's like, oh, man, I'm going to be B1. And I was like, what? You're going to race directly against me? And you could have been on my team? You bleep. And so he's like, well, I haven't said yes yet. And I was like, okay. And then he comes back and
I didn't say that.
he's like, he's just goading me is what he's doing. And he messages back. He's like, no, I'm going to be B2. And I was like, oh, secretly I was like, thank God. But I was like, man, those Dirty Sally boys are going to be upset because you're racing against them. So he signs up and he races. And this is where I'll hand it over to you, Sully, to finish this out. Tell us what happened.
Well, Pete definitely caught me. Like at the beginning of the race, he was like, Sully, what are you doing? But yeah, I hung on the back of the B group, averaged 2.9 for the whole race, and came in second.
Second place.
And
no big
and
deal.
got FTS.
Yeah.
I like how you skip the part of the story where you bully me all day into racing more and not doing my workout.
I was gonna give
so
that because we've been at Sully to race in B for a while. And
Yes,
Dodd
we
has
have.
been the number one, I'll say, proponent as opposed to badgerer.
Number one bear
I'll
poker.
go by either.
Yeah.
It's fine. So yes, Sully is still a seed, but as we have determined, he can hang in a B pack and
Quite
win.
capably.
Oh, we knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's Saturday.
the funniest thing was the conversation
At least
started
on
because
that course.
Sully wanted to race Monday night. And he was like, oh, do I race in the Mad Monday series? He goes, do I race low B, high C? And everybody was like, high B. And he was like, I don't know, blah, blah. And then that just kind of transformed into riding ZRO.
It transformed into me saying, you never have any goals. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? What do you want with life?
Clean up your room.
Don't talk back to me.
In my defense, Drew, I never asked about riding high C in Mad Monday.
That's true.
I just
That's
asked
true.
whether I should race.
It's
No, I asked
Low
if I
B.
should race
In general.
low B or do my
Yeah,
workout in the morning.
That's right, the workout. I forgot about
Or
the
do
trainer
my
workout.
And
my
then
workout in the
I
morning.
remember at one point he responded with he's going to ride in B2, and I just responded, so what time are you going to do your SS workout tomorrow? Your sweet spot?
Well, and then
I'm doing it tomorrow.
I was just
going
to say, and then at some point he said, "Oh, I guess I'll sit out on Thursday and do my SS workout."
Can we highlight that Greg was absent he wasn't absent, but he wasn't participant in this conversation for majority
It's
of it.
dinner time, baby.
And he hops on after it's over, and he just lays out this like dissertation of Sully,
Yeah.
quit moping.
I said something about a pity party
Yeah,
because he said because
Yeah.
you were talking about getting him on one of our
You did.
one of our B teams, and Sully was like, "Nobody wants me. It's all full." And it's like, no.
yeah. I don't
You
see
don't
any
get to
invites from
advertise
any of
that.
our B
But look,
teams.
the only team that has invited me to race tomorrow is the
Listen,
Sprockets.
yeah.
And I posted a bunch of gifs of empty mailboxes.
Sully, I'm gonna give you an analogy of what this was like. Okay, this is like the hottest girl in school tells
you.
everyone she's not gonna go to prom, and then one kid invites that girl to prom, and she's like, "Well, no one else invited me." You know what I'm saying?
This was exactly what I was going to say, Dodd.
That analogy.
When the homecoming queen is like, "Can't make it to prom, guys. So sorry," and nobody invites her because she's told everyone very verbally, "No, I can't go."
I'm not going.
Do you know how pleased I am that Greg and I are on the same wavelength about that thought? Can we just pause a moment and I just want to
Analogies
focus
matter.
on it's the fact that we have the exact same analogy.
I think it's analogy.
Oh, that is the perfect way to end this episode. Thank you, Keith, for your correction. Thank you, Keith, for being on. Thanks for getting up and hanging with us. We appreciate it.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the
Appreciate
outtake.
it.
We'll have to
guys.
have you back. So here, I'm gonna throw this out there, Keith. You ready?
Yep.
You're gonna ride every day for 30 minutes, and then you're gonna come back and tell us what happened.
Sounds good. I'll start meeting.
Tell us what's your
I
your
can't
I'll start
believe
meeting
that.
those races
I'm
and
like-
you'll know, Don.
I'll know.
Yeah,
Hey.
you'll know.
Come find me in B, buddy.
I'm coming, and I ain't backing down.
Man, that's what I like to hear.
I'm a bad human being.